Hello, hello. Welcome to the safe place for Toxic Masculinity podcast. It's your boy Trap. Got King here with me. Got my
Big
nigga
Daddy.
Push here with me.
What up, what up?
What's going on, motherfuckers?
Shit. It's another Sunday.
Another fucking day.
Here trying to motherfucking figure out what's gonna happen with these two presidential candidates.
Yeah, man. I mean, two sides of the same coin. I'll be watching the shit just to, get some laughs.
I try. I can't stay awake for it. Like it's there's nothing in any of the debates that have happened that have really grabbed my attention to make me sit and say, "Oh, well, let's see."
Did you guys see the picture I sent you of old patriotic hunter?
Nah,
Nah.
send that.
Oh no, it's gone, and it might get you locked up. So I ain't really even want to.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. I seen
That was the
the
IG shit.
nigga was.
Mm-hmm.
I told you it was deleted by the time I went.
It says something about him fucking like a underage girl or something.
His own 14-year-old niece.
These niggas are gross, bro.
That's crazy.
Orange Dynamite's DNA. Shout out to the fucking Trump supporters. Okay.
The QAnon's allegations of Democratic Party being a bunch of pedophiles, probably pretty true.
What? Yeah, I mean, I think they all are.
I mean, true.
But, Orange Dynamite himself.
Bruh. Like, as far as voting is concerned, it's like, yo, who do we vote for, right? I mean,
While we're here, do niggas vote?
I have voted in the last 3 elections.
Yeah?
Mhm.
So, Obama,
Hillary?
Hillary?
Hillary.
Drillery?
You voted Hillary?
I mean, when you look at the candidates, it's important to note that none of them actually care or have a black agenda. And even when they say that they do, most of the time they can't expound on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. He's grouping
So-
people of color.
Yeah, like if you're not white, here,
POC.
you fit into this too, right?
Uh-huh.
And for me, it was, okay, do we vote for someone who was in politics, or do we vote for a celebrity to run the free world?
Yeah. But, I mean, every time these shits come up, I just look at the candidates and I'm like, fuck both of these niggas. Like, every election my whole life thus far. Obama was like, I heard you.
It felt good.
But niggas
But-
never.
But even Obama, right? If we're being completely honest, most of us voted for Obama. Most of us who did voted for Obama simply because he was black.
Right.
Like, regardless, he could have ran on the same campaign as Trump, and he probably still would have got the black vote
Mhm.
simply because he was black.
Yeah.
I mean, has he done some things? Maybe.
Eh.
But, I mean, like, as far as helping black people pull themselves up by the bootstraps, not really.
I mean, that's my thing. So,
I mean, there hasn't been a president yet.
me personally, I don't vote because it don't mean shit. My vote, right? I'm more. If I believe that if people are to vote, they should be voting from the lowest levels possible upward. The
Yes.
presidential election doesn't do shit for us individually.
Yes,
It's
you
a
should
collective
vote
thing.
for your congressman, your assemblyman.
Yeah, but I also think we should have some people that we cultured and brought up and they understand what it is, and not just
In the electoral college, you mean?
period. And talking about low level state voting and shit, Where's
Yeah.
the people that like are from like where we from that understand what we need?
But that's where
That's where
just like
that's
your
where it should start
voting
from.
right.
comes in.
Like
know.
I
So
feel like
then
that
we can-
that voting is more important than
Right,
the
and we can
presidential
nurture
vote.
those people as black people as a whole, and I feel like as a whole, just to like, all right, now we're gonna set this guy up to maybe become president or push him that way.
But we got to participate in that too.
Exactly.
Which is a fact.
So on the lower levels, I think that's more beneficial to our cause via community. The electoral college still needs to be abolished.
So you think it should just be straight up popularity?
Facts.
I think it makes it simpler, right? Where
With the
you can
electoral college?
understand. No,
Oh, just flat numbers.
whoever wins the popular vote wins the presidency, because that way people can understand how a particular person got into
Right.
office,
Mhm.
right? Because the last election, we saw that the candidate that did not win the popular vote
Right.
became the president.
Right.
Mhm.
And was it like 3 million votes or some shit like that he lost by?
Yeah, like I mean,
Significant amount.
for it to be like you see the popular vote, which is what they show on TV, right? When they show the polling, they show the popularity votes on TV.
Yeah.
So to see, okay, Hillary's in the lead, she gonna get the presidency, and to fall asleep and wake up the next morning, and on the news everywhere, Donald Trump is our president.
Yeah.
People can't wrap their head around that, and even with the electoral college, it's not something that is cookie cutter. Every year or every election, they rearrange how the electoral college is set up and how those votes impact each state.
Yeah.
So it's not even like that's something that is simple all the way across the
Right.
board. If you eliminate that, popularity vote.
Ultimately, though, it's there to create a buffer between
Right.
the
Yes.
actual fucking votes,
People and what they want, what
and,
they actually want to happen.
what the powers that be want.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure.
So it's horse shit. At the lower levels, though, could be beneficial. While we're here, did y'all check out the final presidential debate?
I actually did. That shit was on like News 12, and I like had just got home,
Mm.
and I sat down in the bed and was like,
I was in and out of sleep because to start it off,
at 9 o'clock, nigga.
bro, I put it on the TV because I'm like, I'm gonna watch it.
Them niggas be hilarious.
Yeah,
Yo,
but
Trump is disrespectful.
Trump is dead funny. That nigga
Mad
said
funny.
AOC +3. That shit having
but that's what it is, right? Like it's turned into a comedy show.
Yeah, but I think that happened from him fucking becoming a candidate to begin with. Like,
yes.
that was the first presidency that we seen. How many candidates? Like, it was over 12, I believe. And they had like
Yeah.
10 or 12 Republican motherfuckers. Ben Carson, and
Yeah, there was
whoever
a
the
bunch of
fuck else.
people. What's his name? Cruz from where's he from?
Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz, yeah.
Was he
You
from
know,
Texas?
I think he's in Texas.
They turned it into a
Or Arizona.
fucking
somewhere out there.
like American Idol for the presidency, right? And so that changed the dynamic of the whole thing. You add a celebrity to the mix, and now you immediately stray away from the political aspect to some degree, and you get this confusion that we have now. It's how the nigga wound up in the fucking office,
That's true.
you know? But
yeah, but when you lose by 3 million votes, like that's you know what I'm saying?
well,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. That goes back to the check and the balance of the electoral college versus the popular. You know. Well, according to most sources, Biden won the last debate, right? On
The final one or the one before?
the final
this?
one.
the final debate.
So, I mean, if you're looking at it, it just looks like fucking hoopla, right? But you could tell he was formulating sentences a little better.
Yeah, he did come with like answers to questions, and he wasn't like all stuttery and.
Yeah, I mean a little bit towards the end. He got a little shaky towards the end.
But just for the most part, like he did seem like he had.
Yeah, he was more cognizant of what was going on.
Right. Yeah, so they got him on the economy. This is based on how the people that were voting for the debate felt. So on the economy, Trump was 56%, Biden 44%. I think that everyone's always going to think that Trump is the better option for the economy because, he's a big business guy.
Big business.
And shit like that. So 56 to 44. Foreign policy, 48 to 50%. 48% Trump, 50% Biden.
Where's the other two?
Huh?
Where's the other 2%?
I have no fucking idea. I don't know what he even... Coronavirus, 41% Trump, 57% Biden.
Maybe there's like a
margin of error.
Yeah. Oh no, just like a.
Or they don't think I'm not gonna vote on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. So coronavirus, 41% Trump, 57% Biden, and I guess that's because of the current performance that Trump has been pushing out.
I mean. So this is not taking sides, right? This is a general statement. It's easy to be the Monday morning quarterback, right? It's easy to say how I would have handled the situation that already happened once you see the results of it.
Right.
So
I agree. Climate change, 29% Trump, 67% Biden. So a huge gap there.
I think that one is mainly because our current president doesn't believe that it's a thing.
Right.
What?
Climate change.
Oh, right. Listen. He didn't believe coronavirus was a thing either.
Yeah, and then he got that shit.
All fucked up. Right. I don't think he got that.
I don't think he got it either. Racial inequality, second biggest gap between the percentages, 35% Trump, 62% Biden. I just think that the Democrats always pander better. Republicans, generally, I'd never really see them deep dive into black issues because they 9 times out of 10, I don't think they're really dependent on our votes.
I think that there still needs to be some sort of accountability as far as the racial injustice part, right? Because Biden was a big advocate for that 94 crime bill that
Trump brought that shit up like 45 fucking times in the debate.
Now, that's not to say that people don't grow, that their views don't change. That's not to say that. Yeah. But we ain't forget that you gave this 30-minute spiel in front of the powers that be to get this bill passed through in the first place.
Yeah.
And now...
Two basic steps here. One step is you must take back the streets. And you take back the streets by more cops, more prisons, more physical protection for the people.
You're giving us you're running on a campaign that you're gonna change it, that
right.
You're gonna fix it.
And I heard him talking about mandatory minimums and shit like that, the shit that his predecessors fucking pushed through.
Yeah, Clinton, but he's still been a part of the legislation since the 94 crime bill. So you had from 1994 to 2020 to fix it. Right? If there was an issue,
run down the crime bill real quick,
or come through with a plan, or bring in new legislation, or write a new bill to replace that one.
But once again, it's normally very easy to pander in order to change, the ideas and the minds of the people who you need to vote for you. But on paper, you're looking kind of crazy, as per usual. They all do to me.
So the 94 crime bill is called the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994, right? So basically, it was Congress's way to deal with uh, violence and crime in the country.
Yeah.
It says it's the largest crime bill in the history of the United States, and it consists of 356 pages that provided for 100,000 new police officers, $9.7 billion in funding for prisons, and $6.1 billion in funding for prevention programs, which were designed with significant input from experienced police officers.
Hmm.
So, to me, anytime you have law enforcement's take on crime is their job stability. If they don't have significant crime, they don't have the need for 100,000 new officers.
Right.
Indeed.
So
that's why the union will want tougher bills and all that shit.
yes, and if I'm correct, this is where stop and frisk began its peak. Let's see. There is
Yeah, because there was money given to people for drug busts. More drugs you found, the more money your department got. So then they were like, yo, if we can fucking get every drug we can off the street and get more fed money, why not?
Right.
More guns, more fed, like.
So here are some of the provisions in this bill. The Federal Assault Weapon Ban, Federal Death Penalty Act, Elimination of Higher Education for Inmates, Violence Against Women Act, Drivers Privacy Protection Act, Jacob Wetterling Crimes Against Children and Sexually Violent Offender Registration Act, Community-Oriented Policing Services.
The 1994?
This is the 94 crime bill. These are the provisions that are in the bill. These are the things that the bill basically pinpointed. So let's see.
Is this the one that got passed or one that was presented? This is
the one that got passed.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the
Mhm.
94 crime
Okay.
bill. The Violent Offender Incarceration and Truth in Sentencing Incentive Grants Program, Community-Oriented Policing Services, and then it says other provisions. So looking at these, some of them on the surface seem like good things, right? Like violence against women. This it increases federal penalties for repeat sex offenders and requires mandatory restitution for the medical and legal costs for sex crimes. The Safe Homes for Women Act increased federal grants for battered women's shelters and the National Domestic Violence Hotline, right? It's a good thing, right? But when you look at let's see, Truth in Violent Offender Incarceration and Truth in Sentencing Incentive Grant Program. It says that this provides incentive grants to build and expand correctional facilities to qualifying states that enforce mandatory sentencing of 85%.
Mm-hmm.
So now, even if someone is quote unquote rehabilitated, right? Like they've been a model inmate, they've had no infractions, they still got to serve 85% of their time. Even for people who have been wrongly convicted. Now, you look at the jail has all the reason to make you serve 85% of your time. They have incentive to deny you on your parole board hearings. Why? To keep you in there, to keep these
Right.
beds full. I mean, if you guys got stop and frisk going, the bed's gonna be full anyway because y'all gonna make something. Y'all gonna find something, right? If you have no probable cause to stop me, you're gonna find something if you're stopping everybody. But again, that's not to say that people's views and shit don't change. That's not to say that maybe he's seeing the effects of what happened and now he's here trying to fix it.
I don't think people change that much.
I mean, even if he's not doing it because he genuinely wants to do it, right? It's something good to run on to get the black vote.
Right.
You know, and if he does get in there, it would be the people's responsibility to hold all of their elected officials accountable for what they said,
right,
for what they promised. I think that's where
when you look at both of these candidates from the Democratic side, they're both for hyper policing. So
they are.
Even if they tone it down, there's still going to be a big element of like hyper policing. So they're still going to be over policing. I think even if they try to tone it down and change things, I think they're still going to over police people.
That may be true, right? But if I think that if the over policing changes for what they're over policing, right? Because yes, you can find something in everybody to where people break the law. Technically, you're not supposed to jaywalk, right? But everybody does it,
right?
Even the police, right? You know, you're not supposed to do rolling stops. Sometimes they bang you, sometimes they don't.
You're not supposed to have less than $5 in your pocket, broke niggas.
but there's things that you can sort of get away with that aren't such a big deal.
Yeah.
Right? Time and time again, we see something where black people of color, are being over policed for bullshit infractions.
Yep.
Right? And not to make this a political podcast or a strictly political segment, but you look what happened to George Floyd, right? There's a bunch of stories as to why the police were called in the first place, none of which were for violence.
Yeah.
So it takes 3 of you to tackle the man to the floor. Okay, let's say it did. He wasn't a small guy. But once he's on the floor and cuffed, it takes 3 of you to keep a cuffed man on the floor?
Right.
Quick question. Can either one of y'all get off the floor without using hands?
Yeah.
Like if you're laying on your stomach.
Yeah, I can.
I could probably, but
it's difficult for a fat nigga, you know what I'm saying?
But that was the point of the question.
Yeah.
It's not like the motherfucker could have bounced off the street
right.
and took off. Even if one of y'all was on his back, one of you are on his back or his lower half of his body, the other one's on his neck.
Right, but
over policing.
They're angry. They want you to suffer. They want you to feel pain. They want you know what I mean? So they
I'm going to suffer. I'm going to jail.
They're overreacting because now they want to put some pain on you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You made me run. You made me tussle with you. Oh, now you're going to feel it.
And again, that just goes back to what is being policed.
Right.
Right? Is
motherfuckers need to police their emotions.
Exactly.
First and foremost.
Like, was it necessary for that many officers to respond to this one call?
Because nobody's paying that much attention to y'all except when you in our face eating dick.
Right? So maybe it's a good campaign for him, a good campaign point for him to run on. But again, you're going to have to show me.
Right.
Like, people say things till they blue
honestly,
in the face.
I want whoever to win is gonna, like, not to say like to keep the country in a fucked up state, but like keep black people angst. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want people to get I don't want us to get relaxed because we got Biden. He said he's gonna do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, no, we still need to be angry. We still need to protest. We need to be.
And I think
at
with
these
Biden
people's
being
offices.
president, a lot of that shit is gonna cease.
But it's up to us to keep the pressure on, because just because you won the presidency, like, your job is not done. Your job just began.
Right.
And you have 4 years to show us your worth.
Bro, according to Ice Cube, he got 100 days.
I mean,
We're gonna get there.
that too. I feel like our biggest issue is we're quick to, like, relinquish the anger when part of the source of the anger has been taken away.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, but that's
we need to keep foot on necks type shit.
that's more of a black people thing than, anything else, because my idea is that
but it's also hard to stay angry for a long time. It's hard to do anything for a long time.
this is true.
It's hard to stay consistent.
But in my opinion, black people, we satisfied with anything that niggas that are not in our community do, like fucking Hillary Clinton and the fucking hot sauce, dogs. But yeah, it's a consistent thing for sure. You gotta keep shit going. That's the only way that we think we're gonna get any change out this motherfucker. Moving along. Country issues. Trump 42%, Biden 54%. I don't really give a fuck about this part because I only care about our issues.
Wouldn't country issues be like a broad statement of all the other shit though?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
overall, yeah.
right, maybe was that the overall subject? Was that like the last? No?
That was a division within. And then, interestingly enough, who's the stronger leader? They're dead tied, 49%, 49%. Women are 60% Biden. Men, 47% Biden, 44% Trump. Now, I thought that was interesting because we know that white women are what got Trump in office, right? That was the deciding factor. And I said when that happened, like, yo, it's crazy because as much as the white women push feminism and this, and that, they still were not willing to see a white woman be president. They still picked Trump. But now, according to this, we got 60% for Biden. So it'd be interesting to see.
Because women know the bullshit that they be on.
Probably. And then men are pretty. I mean, it's a 3% margin, but Biden's up with 47%. It's gonna be interesting to watch.
It is. It's gonna be interesting to say the least.
Now, Biden brought up during the presidential debate that 500 kids. Well, Trump said literally 500 kids were brought over here by coyotes and bad people. After he was saying, "I'm the least racist person in the room."
Any room I'm in, I'm the least racist person.
I think living in the neighborhood I live with, we hear that rhetoric pretty often. Everybody's non-racist. No. But
I hate everybody.
Yeah, I hate everybody equally.
I hate everybody equally. Yeah.
Some bullshit.
I thought that was interesting. I noticed that Trump is a habitual question dodger. He's a master at dodging questions.
Well, he dodged.
The main thing that he dodges in light of him being the least racist person in the room is fucking condemning terrorist organizations such as the KKK or
domestic terrorists,
the alt-right or
the Proud Boys.
Yeah, them niggas.
But Antifa, he
stand
sees
back
as
and
opposition.
stand by.
So yeah, right. So
I don't think he understands Antifa at all. It's just something to take the conversation off of the alt-right and the Proud Boys and the what you call it. Because he brings them up nonstop.
But he said the same shit about BLM.
Well, that's direct. That's regular Trump. You know what I'm saying? Antifa, he don't really understand. I don't believe. It's just something that he uses to, you know. And
I think he does that because Antifa and the motherfuckers he be siding with literally going at each other. So it's literally his ops.
Right. Facts. Hey, man. This shit is fucking weird. But we'll get into it. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I want to talk about Ice Cube and the contract with Black America that he made.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, black folk sometimes get on my fucking nerves with the way that we publicly attack each other.
Right.
As if anybody doing anything is never good enough.
Right.
Right? Like, this man has been on every fucking radio station, TV show in the last couple of weeks for doing his due diligence in trying to infiltrate politics and get some real discussions going.
Right. Like, going back to our last podcast, we were talking about planning in the black community. Like, he literally went, sat down with whoever he sat down with, came up with a plan. Shit is mad long. I ain't even read the shit. And people are literally shitting on him because he came up with a plan and they're not coming up with a plan.
Right.
So if you think you have a more answers or a better plan, present
the motherfucker. But which channels are you?
What plan we want to go through?
Which channels are you going through
exactly
to get that shit out?
He's the only one that's done anything like this. So how are you going to fault him for doing it?
It's a illness within us. I think.
Or even if you want to expound on it, go sit down with him or figure out how to get in touch with him or whatever the case may be, but present something else or work with him to get something else done.
It's literally been, from what I see, him defending his actions, which takes away from the attention toward the fucking idea, toward the plan. So it's like, yo, I got an issue with this all around the board with our people. Like, there's such thing as a code. Your mama, most of our mamas would reprimand us in public if they wanted to, but when it come to anything else, nigga, that shit go on in the house.
Right. And most of the time in public is like the teeth.
Yeah,
like,
you know, touch some, I'm beat your ass.
Right.
Right.
It was a look.
Now you air it out, right? We have picked up, and most of it is through social media, not for nothing, because everything is a fucking joke. Like, everything turns into comedy or a meme or something. But we're the ones pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
We can't seem to be on code about nothing. We got to have a division. We got to have every fucking black conscious group have their own opinion about it and push it out there and slander the other one. The shit is terrible. And it's one of the main reasons why we can't unify the way that we need to.
Right.
All of these motherfuckers that was talking about this man could have called him directly.
90% of them. Most of them.
Were.
And
had a conversation.
Could have gotten contact.
So what it was
most
about.
Most of these niggas are either prominent in the black community or entertainers. And y'all could have figured out.
Charlemagne. All of these niggas.
17 Soldier. 17th Street Soldier. Whatever the nigga name is.
The emotional reactions are also a big part of it. If you even breathe Trump's name and you black, it's like.
Now, I get that part, right? But from where Cube is coming from, it's like, okay, well, there's still a 50-50 chance that he can get another 4 more years. Mm-hmm. So why would I only present this to the possible candidate?
Right.
No, I present it to everybody because either one of y'all can be in this office.
And on top of that, it's not even like these are our people. Like Biden ain't for like it doesn't have a history of being on our side or being for us.
Exactly.
So, nah, if you willing to do this, we gonna fuck with you.
You'll get our vote.
Right.
I realized that in the first episode, he was talking about Trump's platinum plan. That was in collaboration with this nigga, right? And I was talking about how the shit was so detailed and addressed real black issues, and I never seen politicians even spend enough time to fucking derive.
Right. Or even not group us into the people of color mix and actually just say black people.
Right. So, you know, seeing that turnover, the nigga really got clarity down to these niggas. If it does nothing, it's still a gracious attempt at progress, right? So the contract with Black America says here is a patriotic pathway to promote our shared prosperity and achieve racial economic justice. To address racial inequality, after reading the contract with Black America, we, the undersigned, agree to support and demand an open debate and a clear and fair vote within the first 100 days of the 117th Congress in 2021 on the following proposals to be codified into specific bills. And then they get into it. So, bill to guarantee black opportunity and representation. Bear with me. Massive bank lending and finance reform. That is literally, just that in and of itself, right, is literally how the wealth gap is going to be leveled.
Absolutely.
I've never seen anyone, and it was in Trump's plan, I've never seen any politician talk about extending business loans, getting rid of redlining as best as you can. Redlining is where banks will, by zip code, not grant people loans that have the credentials.
Yeah. Business
loans specifically, among others. And things of that nature. Like, that shit is so big, it's like, wow, you know, man really got through something to pay attention to. Judicial and public policy reform, we all know that shit needs to be addressed. Constitutional amendment codifying expansion of the 13th Amendment by the courts. Police reform. That's a part of everyone's conversation, right? Mm-hmm. Entertainment industry reform and reparations. Okay, so I want to read this one. Mandatory funding of black studios by the largest Hollywood studios, record companies, and television studios and networks to compensate for years of lack of support, stereotyping, and damage to black culture. Each will be required to fund an amount yearly. Black studios will own and produce content by black creators and will be run primarily by black leadership. Content can be licensed to major studios. For a race to thrive, it must be able to create art that reflects its own views of the world. Racism still runs rampant through our society, and Hollywood is providing the instruction manual. Big facts. The next portion, go ahead.
No.
Next portion was monuments and institutions. Black Americans' responsibility, right? Here it says, chronic poverty creates an atmosphere full of negativity, frustration, hopelessness, depression, alcoholism, drug abuse, crime, and violence. These are some of the conditions that plague the black community, which is dealing with extreme generational poverty. As we begin to gain social and economic equality, it is our duty to clean up ourselves and our community. This contract is a two-way street. As we gain social and economic equality, we must begin to dissolve any bitterness in our hearts for past wrongs. Agreed. We must become better citizens who are more productive on all levels of American society. We really must step up after we pass the contract with Black America with no more excuse left in the kitty. Our entertainers should be persuaded to deliver more positive content that leads our youth to make better choices in life. A new pride must develop with these new opportunities, and we must fight against negativity, frustration, hopelessness, depression, alcoholism, drug abuse, crime, and violence. The bullet points here are falsifying documentation to establish descent from an enslaved person punishable as a crime. That's interesting. Black businesses who receive loans per lending reforms with over 100 employees will employ at least 50% non-black employees. That's an interesting one as well. For all Americans, completion of rehabilitation programs for at least 28 days for the first offenses of illegal drug use or possession. Failure to complete results in imprisonment. These are accountability pieces, which, I mean, these niggas are not even going to, the politicians will not even entertain without some pieces of accountability for us. So I get it.
Makes sense. You know, you gotta give to receive.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, you give us this, and this is what we commit to.
Right. As part of the 20% of diverted police budgets, community groups will be organized to work with troubled youth and will have a specific mandate to also decrease black-on-black violent crime. I don't like that fucking term, but that's an emotional reaction. Moving forward. Other crime and address gang violence. Community groups will make themselves available in their neighborhoods to provide mentoring and community-based leadership. All Americans guilty of a crime and apprehended agree to not to unreasonably resist arrest, putting others in danger. That was like okay, here you go, because niggas don't be resisting shit. But anyhow, when enrolled in the AJP and other programs designed to assist in education and employment, to meet the requirements expected of all enrollees and to work diligently to succeed. The case for neo-construction is another segment, and the marketing of neo-construction. The man went deep, you know what I'm saying? And I think it deserves some attention. I think that we need to stop being so quick to criticize, read through stuff, and help people that are trying to progress us get some shit done.
Right.
Like all of this backlash and pushback. We love fucking headlines.
I think
misleading.
it's also very telling that the Democrats were like, "Oh, we'll talk to you after the election." Like, y'all still have seats in the House. Y'all still have a whole entire party that has to present, that should be presenting bills. So whether you lose or not, what difference does it make? If you think it's something that should be done, you should have still taken that information and presented a bill.
Right.
Whether now or in the future, but you shouldn't have been like, "Oh, we'll holler at you after the election," like, because you only care once you're in there. If you don't make it in, then what? Like, push by the wayside. That's a president issue. We'll wait till we get in office to make ourselves look good.
This is literally what every set of politicians does as long as I've been alive. So more accountability.
Right.
You know? Real quick.
We'll see. Everyone, I don't know. Like, I guess us as black people, like, we all want, I guess, a level playing field, right? Whether for socially, economically, education, like we want the playing field to be leveled, but none of us can agree on how to get it leveled. And it seems like every time someone comes up with an idea,
motherfuckers shooting it down.
Exactly. Some people are for it.
Right.
Other people are against it. You still have the unnecessary divide, because how can you condemn it if we've not even attempted it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can you tell me it's not going to work and you haven't tried it?
In summation, shut the fuck up and let niggas do what they supposed to be doing.
That comes from, I think, the so-called black conscious community. They have an issue with anybody who's famous or in the entertainment industry having their foot on this type of shit or having their foot in this type of shit.
Yeah,
they think that it's all like some controlled conspiracy type shit.
But it's like, if you read the document, right, it addresses a lot of the stuff that the black social groups have been talking about, that we've spoken about, that
But
regular
I think that
people
they
have
just
spoken
think
about.
that once it comes, who the messenger is automatically makes it disingenuous.
See, but I think that in this case, having a celebrity or someone with influence to be the messenger will get the point across, because they don't listen to us.
Unfortunately, our celebrities are our fucking gods here. I believe that it's set up that way. It's structured that way, right? A-list celebrities, entertainers, our rappers, our actors, they're the only ones that have any say so in public light to be able to get to move things forward. You know, we rarely see scholars, black scholars and
I
things
think
pushed
because
to the forefront.
they also look at things through a certain scope.
Yeah, they're
just
looking
being
at
in
it
that industry.
through their perspective,
Right.
right? It's like, I think that the perfect person to bring change is someone who doesn't have ties to politics, right?
Right.
Where it's like, look, I don't care how your politics shit works. Here's a list of what we want, and we've come up with some ideas on how maybe it can work.
Yeah.
Now, here's the plan, and you figure out how this plan fits into
What you
your
got
rules
going
and
on.
processes.
Right.
But this is what we're asking for,
Mhm.
right? Too many times, it's like, oh no, this is what we want. Okay, well, how do you propose we get that? Well, that's your job, right? Like, it's your job to pass these bills and stuff.
Right.
No, he and his team and whoever else he's working with to put this together has done their research. Like, they've done their due diligence and come up with an extensive plan on how maybe this can work.
I mean, but they also tried to point out that one of his like closest business partners that owns the Big Three league with him is best friends with like Steve Bannon and
No, the
that nigga's-
Breitbart nigga.
I don't even know his name, but is that his name? But I don't know. I don't know. He's just one of Ice Cube's.
Steve Bannon
business
is the
partners.
Breitbart nigga that publishes all of that alt-right content.
I guess I don't know.
I think.
But I know he's like some old Republican motherfucker with
Mhm.
glasses that's been in politics for 100 years and shit. He's talking about like his close relationships with that guy, so how it all looks even more disingenuous. Like, oh, you do business dealings with this guy. How could you be for the people?
Well, like Yosef Ben Yakanan said, do business with everybody.
I mean, as black
Spend money with your own people.
Most of the time, we have to do business with white people, and sometimes those white people are those kind of white people.
But some of the entertainers that we like to watch, like to listen to,
All
have had
people like
dealings
that in their
with,
corners. Right.
but they've had dealings with our current president.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all don't condemn them. Y'all still buy their albums. Y'all still go to see their movies. So why condemn someone who presented a plan, not someone who's just here for your recreation,
Right.
right? And doing this for their own personal gain. Like, Cube got money.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need this notoriety from this.
Right.
Everyone knows who Ice Cube is, right?
Facts.
Right?
He's actually doing what somebody with his level of
Should do.
Yeah.
Right?
fact check on the Steve Bannon. He was a former White House executive strategist, and so he was the Breitbart nigga when Trump was first running, and he stepped down in 2018 for, I'm sure, some fucking weird white people reasons. But yeah.
That's the same motherfucker's hands turning black and shit.
Nah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of his name. Nah, I'll get that for you.
It doesn't matter. I just happened to see that shit. I thought it was the same person.
Moving along, man. Penn State College of Medicine has found that mouthwash can inactivate human coronaviruses. 1% solution of baby shampoo, neti pots, whole bunch of different shit. And I can't help but think it all has to do with alcohol.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna think. But some mouthwash doesn't have alcohol.
Doesn't.
No.
Yeah,
but they
some
have
doesn't.
bacteria killing enzymes, or whatever the case may be. So that could work.
I think Crest doesn't have it.
What?
Alcohol in it, like
So, yeah.
the Crest mouthwash.
Mhm.
But it's interesting to see this, which if again, this is in test samples. I don't think that they've tested it on people who have the symptoms of the virus, right? But wouldn't it be ironic if good hygiene kept you from getting the virus?
But that's what niggas been saying.
Yeah, I mean, when they
Wash
said
your ass.
wash your hands and you straight,
Wash your ass.
it's like, so the people who got it, does this mean that you're less clean than somebody else, or focus on your hygiene or certain parts of your hygiene a little less than others? Because as much as I don't like it, we got this the original flavor of the Listerine mouthwash.
The yellow shit,
bro, that is the worst
nasty
shit ever made. Right? Like, I could deal with the mint shit, right? This original flavor, bro, you don't even have to swish it around for your mouth to be on fire. As soon as it hits your tongue, your taste buds are gone.
Yeah.
Right? We went to BJ's and we couldn't find the mint one, but we needed mouthwash. The only thing that we saw at the time, and they might have been restocking, but we were tired of being in the store. Right. Here, grab this mouthwash. We'll work it out later.
Right.
Bro. I can believe this.
Based on that.
After using the original flavor of Listerine mouthwash. It makes sense. Because the way that it kills everything in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, even your mouth.
Listen, man, I don't even keep mouthwash. Maybe that make me a dirty nigga. I don't fucking know. But I use fucking charcoal toothpaste. Shit makes my whole bathroom look dirty. I spit that shit in the toilet. But that shit keep these pearly yellows busting, you heard? But the interesting thing when I was looking into this is how I seen a lot of medical people, reputable medical sources, saying that this is a thing. And I've seen a lot of media outlets denying that it's a thing. So that was pretty interesting to see.
I feel like that's been
forever. What
since
situation
March? Like, media say one thing, a bunch of doctors saying another thing.
Oh yeah, well then you get into the doctors that are literally telling niggas for forever like this shit is some bullshit and whatnot. But Corona rages.
Why do we believe the media over the professionals in the industry?
Oh,
right?
I don't ever.
I mean,
but I don't fuck with the medical industry neither,
not
though.
You specifically, but
just in general,
as a collective, right? Like,
CNN shouldn't fucking outweigh.
I mean, you look at the doctors who are in the labs, right? Now, again, I believe your sentiment with not necessarily believing everything that the medical field says either, because everyone has an agenda, right?
And it's a profit-driven industry and all that shit, right?
But wouldn't it be more profitable for them to, like, push for a vaccine and people come to their hospitals to get vaccinated because now we can charge your insurance for that, as opposed to saying, hey, just go to the store and gargle some damn mouthwash,
right,
and you'll be straight, right? Why would a doctor take away the opportunity to make millions, if not billions of dollars in charges to your insurance?
I mean, we be talking about this shit because it's relevant, but me personally, like I said, I'm still outside. It's cold and I got short sleeves on. Don't give a fuck.
Yo, just carry some mouthwash. You'll be straight.
And I still ain't seen a nigga coughing, walking funny, breathing heavy.
That's
even the heavy blunt smokers.
That's because people decide to wash their hands.
I mean, everybody keeping hand sanitizer on them, especially the girls. It's lovely. You ain't even gotta go to the bathroom. Like, just be like, heard you. Cool. Let's keep these habits up, and let's stop the fucking bullshit. But Corona rage is on.
There's a couple of important things to note about the study. The study tested the solutions on more common types of coronavirus and not the severe acute respiratory syndrome. They have similar structures but are not necessarily exactly the same in all regards. In some ways, comparing SARS-CoV-2 with other coronaviruses can be like comparing a cheese rolling team with a football team. Sure, they are both sports teams. Sure, they both involve people. But having a wheel of double Gloucester cheese roll over you is not the same as a 250-pound middle linebacker. So
that's quite the fucking analogy.
So I get
Shit
it.
confused the fuck out of me, but I get it though.
Like they used, I guess, a strand.
Right, a couple different strands.
Yeah,
and poured it on there.
Yeah. So
came back dead.
I mean, but how many people have had the shit that fucks you up?
Right.
Where
I bet you if they
take that's an extra precaution. Hand sanitizer, mouthwash. Like.
Word up.
We're gonna be back next week. Like, you sprinkle crack on a corona patient.
Yo, at the beginning they were saying cocaine kill that shit right away.
Word.
Yeah. Like, yo, just do a bump, nigga, you good.
Yo, hit up. Nah, I don't want to snitch. Or, but yeah, Corona still fucking rages on, man. So yeah, we gotta pay the bills, man. This segment is sponsored by BX Underground, which is an app. Download the app. If you got Android, iPhone users, coming soon. But yeah, we're gonna run a song and give some feedback on it, and then get into some cool shit.
Yeah. So today we have "The Forest" by Slick Banger.
Slick Banger. Shout out, my nigga.
Yeah. Slick Banger. Forest. I'm slipping and falling. Sometimes I just don't know what life is about. But I get up again, dust myself off, and I figure shit out. Fuck it, that lawyer shit. I need my money and I need it now. If I don't get it, then I'ma come back and just burn this shit down. I've been told you niggas don't play with me. I've been told you niggas I play for keeps. I locked it down and then break the key. There's nowhere to hide when you wake the beast. The devil is lurking, just pray for me. I think that he's working, don't break with me. I hustled, I trapped, and I played the streets. Went home and rubbed on the back to my baby sleep. Fuck it, there's nothing you bastards can say to me. I had to grind and make sure that my baby eats. She was the only one that filled the vacancy. She was the only one that took the hate from me. She said that daddy, you make it, you wait and see. I said I love you and thank you for changing me. But the truth is I really can wait and see. This bumpy roll, I don't know where it's taking me. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. That's that. Hating they blood, they faking the love. I can't wait till I buzz, I'm taking enough. Try to tap my name through they mud, they hate what I does. Tell me what I gotta do to turn turn the hate into love. I was 19, didn't think I'd make it above. Mom's died, didn't really have no patience for love. My life changed, had to get it any way that I could. I was getting them pounds, I was breaking it up. I was sitting.
The Forest by Slick Banger. I fucks with the nigga music, so I guess I'm biased. Go ahead.
It was tight. Sound good.
He's like
Sound
a singer,
polished.
rapper.
Yeah, he got like
this
a little
one,
mix
this one
of both.
was, this one was solid. I enjoyed the beat.
Yeah, beat was solid.
His melody was solid. Lyrics tight. I mean, you know, I hope to hear some more from him.
Sounds smooth.
Yeah, it was good. It's a nice record. It was a
Good
good record.
Again,
Cool.
that was The Forest by Slick Banger.
By Slick Banger.
Brought to you by the BX Underground app.
Yes, sir. Moving right along. Music, guys. Dej Loaf dropped recently. Now, I love Dej Loaf's first single, and I thought her first album was cool, and then she disappeared. She came
busy.
busy.
Came back reincarnated as a boogie.
Is that how you feel? Yeah, I mean, she do got some like I did a little bit of homework vibes on the new album, but overall it's a solid piece of work. I think.
I haven't.
Do you get a
No,
chance?
I didn't get a chance to listen to it, but I'm definitely gonna listen to
I
it.
haven't heard it
I
yet,
do
though.
plan on listening to it.
I added it to my library. I haven't had an opportunity to listen
I
to
love
the
her.
album yet.
She's a little swaggy Southern. Know what I mean?
She's from Detroit, nigga.
Midwest.
That's Southern to me. I don't feel
Yeah, okay.
Midwest.
Everything outside of New York is down south.
All I know is let a nigga try me. You heard? All right. Benny the Butcher. Son. These Griselda niggas is my niggas right now. Right. Of the three, I'm taking away from the main, you know what I'm saying, but of the three, I think Benny Butcher and Conway is monstrous. West Side Gun is like Bobby Shmurda to Rowdy Rebel, like in the
But Gun's always been like, I think he's more of like the exec type nigga,
yeah,
producer
right.
type nigga.
But he's more marketable. He be on with the bullshit.
Right.
They just come with the bars. You know what I'm saying? Benny the Butcher's album has, and don't quote me, resurrected New York hip hop for me.
I haven't heard the project yet.
Shit is ridiculous. Bars on bars on bars. The whole fucking album, the production. Hit Boy is on fire right now. I feel like the nigga came out of nowhere.
Who, Hit Boy?
I mean, I know Hit Boy's been around. I'm just saying, as far as like back-to-back projects, like he's just all over everything.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, true. I guess
He's on like a serious wave. And the beats sound like, you know, old school boom bap to some degree with the modern flair. Like it's fucking fire. Definitely got to check out that Benny the Butcher album. And lastly, Ty Dolla $ign. His album just dropped, I think Friday. I've been blasting that shit nonstop. Like I feel like Ty Dolla $ign can't do wrong right now.
I haven't heard that.
It's longer than I'd like.
I don't really listen to a lot of R&B, man.
Pause. You don't listen to R&B?
Not much. Some of it gets very boring.
This coming from the nigga that run around in the blasting Adele, talking about he don't listen to R&B.
What I'm saying is a lot of it is boring to me, so I don't listen to a lot of it. I will give Ty a chance because he's like more up tempo type nigga. But
Yeah, he's a hook man. But that nigga's on fire right now. I fuck with that album. But that Benny the Butcher, bro.
And don't nobody do ballads better than Adele, nigga. Watch out.
No doubt. I seen an article talking about like her sister. Somebody was like, "Y'all missed the point with the weight loss."
What was the
Some
point?
shit like that. I don't fucking know. It was just a headline. I scroll past.
I mean, I don't care either way. As long as she sound like Fat Adele, I don't give a fuck.
Big fact. The strip clubs are opening back up.
Where?
City Lights is open.
City Lights in
Yonkers.
Is it?
It's open. It been open, right? It was open before the other shits. But that shit is like a big boss situation.
Why?
I feel like everywhere is a fucking big boss situation because of this corona shit.
What you mean big boss?
Basically, if you pull up to regular establishments where you would normally, you know, I guess City Lights, you pay a couple dollars, you walk in and then do your thing. You're not doing that now because it's the only, well, back when I tried to pull up there like a month ago or something like that, and there's Lambo trucks outside, the Bentley joints outside, and a huge line. Bouncers screaming, if you ain't spending $1,500,
So
don't
is
even
that
bother
just a
getting
Westchester
online.
thing?
It's not. Well, maybe it might be.
Homeboy around the corner ain't open. I drove by coming in here.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna open ever again. I think they lost it during the fucking. How the fuck they keep it up with anything?
Oh, we need to scoop that up.
I mean, might be a
Nigga,
thing.
they got it. The fuck?
How are they keeping up with anything?
1 year out of business ain't hurting them niggas. They own the building.
Okay. Taxes.
Okay. Taxes in the fucking demolition zone. It's probably nothing.
I was there right before when this nigga dragged us over there. The nigga ain't updated the building in I don't know how long, but
You don't give a fuck.
the hose is still out here. But everything seemed to be a big boss situation. Like you gotta spend. So niggas tried to go out other day, some spot in New Row. Niggas was talking about $2,000
To walk in?
a table. Yeah,
Mhm.
like you don't gotta.
Because it's limited, nigga. So they trying to bang you over the head. I mean, it makes sense.
I mean,
And
they
so
gotta make their bread. It's price gouging though.
It was 4 or 5 of us.
So what
So
you getting for
that
2,000?
ain't nothing crazy, right? I
What
mean,
you
it's
getting for 2,000.
that was my problem.
6 bottles.
I wish, nigga. I asked. First of all, we walked up. They said if you ain't made a reservation last week, you're not getting in here. But they seen where we pulled up in, so the bitch went. The hostess. We was walking away, and she went and grabbed us. She was like, "Oh yeah. We just got a table that opened up. A reservation didn't show, but it's a $2,000 minimum." I said $2,000 for a regular fucking nightclub, and I can't even dance. Fuck you mean? So I was like, "How many?"
Dying to show off his bachata moves, man.
Feel me?
Nigga be dying, bro.
So I said, "How many bottles we get for $2,000?" She's like, "You don't have to get just bottles. You could get plates." I said, "How many plates I'm gonna have to get to add up $2,000?"
Right.
She said the bottles was
Pulling out
starting.
tomahawk steaks, bitch.
Bottles was starting at $600.
So that's 3 bottles.
3
You might be
fucking
able to
bottles
squeeze a 4th out of there.
and some wings for $2,000. Fuck these niggas, bro. I was like, "Yeah, we going to the crib." But yeah, I know a couple of. Well, we all know some nightlife people. They out here trying to, get it popping, but the shit is crazy. It's outrageous. I don't see nothing getting less crazy anytime soon neither, because it's been consistent from when they opened up. Like niggas we gonna have to start doing our own fucking parties and charge half of what the fuck they charge. Make the ambiance popping
I mean, that is a move. That sounds
and
like
get
some
it
shit.
lit. Like niggas know the hoes.
We're gonna have to
I don't
edit
know
this
any
part out.
hoes.
We don't want
I'm
them to
in a
steal
loving
our ID.
relationship. I don't know any hoes.
I mean, by association.
I know you.
Disassociation.
You the
Who's
only hoe I know.
association?
I'm not a hoe.
You's a hoe.
Nah.
You hoish.
I'm hoish. Sometimes. I'm light skinned though. Ain't light skinned niggas supposed to be like the I'm a
poster boy for wholeness.
I'm not.
How bullshit is that true?
All right. Before these niggas get me in fucking trouble.
I got a little tan.
Who you in
I'm
trouble
on the
with?
fence.
Who
I
you in
don't
trouble with?
know. Everybody seemed to get me in trouble, my nigga. Everybody I'm gonna be in trouble with. Fuck. Matter of fact, I bet you my phone going off right now. Fuck out of here.
It's about to.
You dispelling bad energy?
Yeah, I got sage in my left pocket. So yeah, man. I mean, as cuffing season approaches, niggas is not trying to spend no
The
bread.
deadline closing, bro.
You still can't go inside. You got to be in a fucking tube out, whatever. What them little fucking plastic
Yo, bro, my
enclosements
nigga.
that fit 4 people?
Brooklyn is fucking ridiculous.
What you mean?
It's 50. I feel it in here right now. It's like 58 degrees.
It's cold as fuck. I'm freezing.
There is mad white people sitting outside in Brooklyn, freezing right now, acting like shit regular. Drinking drinks, ordering hot dishes.
Well,
You
if
get a
you got drinks, know what I
Right,
mean,
right.
that body temperature rise a little bit.
I feel you. But if there's a smokestack coming up off your soup, chances are it's too cold for you to be fucking outside. These niggas is
but
bugging.
that's warming up the enclosement they in. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
feel
you.
you.
Know what I mean, it's a vibe.
I seen some construction workers that I thought, you know how they made all them fucking things in the middle of the street, fucking up traffic, for niggas to sit in. I seen some construction workers taking them shits down. Like I thought they was taking them shits down. So I walked by. Niggas is working on it. I see them dropping wood. I come back. These niggas done painted the shit, reinforced it. They ain't take shit now. I said, oh, so niggas just gonna be outside all fucking winter. I guess that's the plan.
can't
As long
get
as these
jiggy with
niggas
that,
keep
bro.
sitting down. North Face.
If I'm too cold, I can't even focus on the food.
On the
bro. I be
food.
sitting there shivering, arms
But
tight
like,
to my
I be
body.
in the city all the time. Like there's niggas like the whole enclosements, like they're enclosing their whole outside area with fucking outside heaters or whatever kind
Yeah?
of heaters. Yeah.
I haven't seen
There be niggas in them shits with t-shirts, mad foggy. Nigga.
But bro,
Maybe that's what
but if
Mad
that's the
foggy
case,
bitch.
why we can't just eat inside?
if we gonna
You
be
going
like
you
that.
going to enclose
In
me in
Westchester,
this
you can.
smaller shit?
I have
outside.
never been in
Put me
enclosement that was social distance, the way they say. Niggas be right up on top of each other.
In Yonkers, you
Nigga,
outside.
Catch a
I don't
particle on a
understand.
nigga's pork chop.
You know what I think the loophole is for that?
Air?
I think that if you measure from table to table, the tables are 6 feet,
apart, right.
right? So where the first table
Though
is set
my
up,
back and your back are touching. The tables are 6
the
feet
tables are still 6 feet
But how
apart.
that's gonna stop me from?
I don't think that they're necessarily concerned
apart.
about
Right,
that.
they don't give a fuck about that.
It's like,
It's about
okay,
the spacing.
the tables are 6 feet apart. Cool, we can fit people in here now.
So from one end to one end, but the other end of the table, like he just said, niggas backs be touching. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Rubbing shoulders
I don't think
with
that they're
niggas.
that concerned about that.
Which begs the question.
Again, why you got me sitting outside?
Exactly. Now, a couple of places, if I'm not mistaken, like a lot of niggas are just letting niggas in. You know what I'm saying? Like you could go in and do your thing, but I think
I
it's
mean,
at
yeah, in
a certain
Westchester-
capacity. Westchester's full open, I think.
It's not full, but they spacing niggas
Yeah,
out.
the
but you inside,
capacity, you can fit more people in there than they're allowing you to do here
In the
borough.
bar, in New York
But
City.
I think that's mainly because the boroughs is out here tweaking.
though. I mean,
What
but
you
that's,
mean?
that's
Everybody's
that-
outside,
But
bro.
that's Brooklyn and Queens, though. Why everybody got something for them niggas?
I mean,
'cause they
Bronx
got
niggas
enough
was outside
cases
too.
to
I just
put us
don't
at the
understand.
threshold.
Fuck that damn threshold, my nigga. I still ain't seen nobody
I get what you're
You
saying.
ain't seen
bro.
nobody what with Corona?
with corona. I need to see somebody with corona.
I get what you're saying.
Turn on your
bro.
tracking app. they'll
I'm not doing that neither.
Turn on
I
your
honestly
notifications.
want to fucking throw out the
they'll-
fucking
they'll
phone.
Let you know if you come in contact with somebody.
They put that shit in the firmware.
Yeah, it was released as an update. Android had it first.
Where was the fucking permissions on that one?
My shit is off, but
That don't mean shit.
I think because it's off, you're just not
Blocking
getting
you
the
from-
you don't get the notifications. It's still being tracked that you were in contact.
Let you fucking go
with
in a
this
red
person.
zone.
You just don't know that you were in contact with a person.
Somebody go dance through the Jewish neighborhood and
Nah,
see.
I'm cool
see
off
it.
you be out there.
I be out
Go
there.
get the
nigga.
dancing, nigga.
I mean, I drive through. Them niggas be like regular, living life like niggas have been.
Bro, I'm cool off that. I don't need to see somebody with it.
I mean, all I'm saying is I'm a fan of substantiating claims. Now, I hear all the niggas in the hospital talk about, oh, yo, you don't understand the influx of traffic and the bodies. I heard everybody talk about bodies and how they shipping them out and whatever the fuck. And now that the shit is spiking, you hear medical niggas talking about the bodies again and whatever. But I ain't seen these motherfuckers. I gotta see it to believe it. And I'm a man of faith.
It's again, it's still interesting times. We'll see. I think that they have more control over it than the media leads us to believe. I mean, in March, the world was on fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't do shit. Mad people out of work. Everyone's just home, right? DV rates went up because people sick of their significant other. Like, now, people back to work. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still people who are out of work, but people are going back to work. You want to know how you can tell? Because you get on the Cross Bronx and there's traffic again.
Yeah. That was the most lit part of the whole
train, too.
situation.
Yeah, the no traffic shit was amazing.
Bro, you can get on the Cross Bronx and be from Throgs Neck to Chelsea in 25 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna work in like 25 minutes, bro.
Yeah, that shit is wrapped up.
Now, Cross Bronx is the Cross Bronx again.
Facts.
I didn't think that Cross Bronx.
I feel like people doing like
cleared
4-day work weeks because Fridays still be like type empty.
Yeah.
That's a good thing because Friday is normally the
Craziest.
crazy gridlock traffic day. But
Facts.
we'll
So I got a
see.
theory.
What's your theory?
Because we can't go to the strip club.
That's where you want to be?
Not necessarily. you know how the strippers and the bottle girls was like competing and all of that?
Right.
Like you go to the fucking strip club,
They traveling now.
order a bottle or two. Yeah, they traveling. But it's like bottle girl, pull out the flares, pull out your bottles, and she's sitting there shaking your ass like, bitch, you only brought me one pineapple with these 3 bottles. Can I get some Red Bulls, please? But I think they were prepping us to move the attention to like the waitresses.
But that's
in the
New York,
restaurants?
what? Why, you've seen some baddies at the
Stripper,
restaurants?
bottle girl, waitresses.
You've
The
seen
scrippers
some- you've been
can
seeing-
no longer script.
You've been seeing some joints at the restaurant?
I stay seeing joints in the restaurants. And they all
That's the
gotta
way to
wear the
drive in
tight
business,
black
bro.
fucking pants.
That's the way to
Lit.
drive business in, bro. They're like, all right,
They was prepping us.
who's paying for these meals
That's
most
what
of
they
the
was
time?
doing?
Hell, I got a couple exes running around with fat booties outside in the enclosements right now.
Bro,
Okay.
that's the way to get in. They know that most of the time it's the man paying the bill. If we can get the men to come in here, we'll be able to stay afloat during this pandemic. So here's how
And
we
they
do
gonna
it.
get tipped well, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Here's how we do it. All right, bottle girls out of work. This how this gonna work. We're gonna put this together this way because
I
the
think-
bottle girls out of work.
I just think they're all in Atlanta right now.
Oh, Atlanta is like
Open.
really?
Mm-hmm. You see 21 Savage
Oh, I
birthday
did.
party?
I spoke to somebody that said Atlanta was
You
open,
ain't see
but
21 Savage birthday party?
oh yeah,
Them
the
niggas packed in
70s
like
shit.
sardines, dog.
And niggas was like, "This is Corona fucking Central." Everywhere fucking
Word.
Corona Central. I'm tired of these.
Well, they
niggas.
did the same shit for Tip's album release,
Yeah, that shit.
and the memes were fucking hilarious,
Yo,
right?
niggas
It
like,
got him out
ain't
there.
nobody trying to catch Corona for Tip's first album after fucking 15 fucking years. Nigga, fuck
Word.
out of here.
It's like it's Corona though.
We ain't bring that up though. The Libra, that shit was alright.
What's that?
Did you listen to that? That's his new album.
Nah.
But they confirmed the verses between him and Jeezy.
Oh, word?
November 19th or 18th?
Jeezy or T.I. right now. Predictions.
Jeezy.
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 Oh, we're in unanimous. Oh shit! I'm about to just be the underdog.
So,
Personally, I
going
wanted to
deeper,
see Jeezy and Ross.
I think
Me too.
Jeezy will win for me, but I think overall T.I. may win because he's had bigger records.
But that's why I
it should
think
be a
that-
street situation though, like streets.
But no, because it was no. it's
I
not.
think they each played 20 hits, whether it's a feature.
Or 20 whatever you
20
want.
beat
It don't even
20?
have to be hits.
Yeah, but
Nigga, all I gotta say is
but
when
that's why I think that Ross and Jeezy would have been a better versus than Ross and 2 Chainz or a Jeezy and Tip.
I don't give a fuck what they play when they play them 20. As soon as that snowman bitch, I don't even wear the same drawers.
Yeah,
Jeezy Tip.
it's like I said, it's gonna be.
How many snowman
I don't
cheese
think
you
they're
seen
gonna
in,
let us
in
down.
high school?
Everyone had the can't ban the snowman. Like everyone had that.
You feel me?
But like, I don't think that it'll be a bad versus, right? Because they both have.
No, I don't think it'd be
hits.
bad, but I think Tip has bigger records.
He does.
But
Tip was
but
the
Tip is
biggest
also
artist.
the more
Tip sold
commercial
the
artist.
Right, that's
More
what I'm saying.
commercial.
So it's gonna make it look like it's more in his favor. But
But
for me, looking for the street records,
yeah,
That's
I mean
what's gonna win
Jeezy
me
got it
over.
hands
But
down.
you know that if
'Cause
he's
Jeezy
going up
appealed
against
to the
Jeezy,
trappers
he's gonna
and
try
only the
to.
trappers.
he's gonna what?
He's gonna pull out his street shit.
No, I
no.
think he's
You think he's gonna
try to
be?
battle
You
his street
got
shit.
whatever you like.
Yeah, I think that's what he's gonna do because that's been working in the verses.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that. I mean, even if you look at Ross, right? Like Ross is commercial. He get radio spins, crazy radio.
But
spins.
he's not I mean, he has one platinum album.
He's not commercial like Tip,
no,
right? But he's definitely in
but
the
his rapping
forefront
ability.
more than Jeezy.
He's what?
He's in like the forefront of media more than Jeezy.
I don't think so. I think Jeezy has more platinum. Jeezy definitely has more platinum albums than Ross. So he has probably more commercial success.
I feel like their music, and don't get me wrong, like T.I.
You talking about them versus each other?
Yeah,
It probably would make more sense.
like T.I. coined trap music, right? He coined the term like with
Mm-hmm.
his debut album.
But
trap
Jeezy
music,
developed
right?
it.
Right? But when I think of trap music, when I think of music that make me want to go and get a brick and drive across state lines, it's Jeezy.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's not Ross. It's not Tip. It's not none of these niggas. It's hands down.
Rick Ross is close second though.
Yes, I don't deny that. That's why I said that the two
What,
of them
second?
would have been a better versus than Ross and 2 Chainz.
I think the Jeezy versus T.I. is Ross is doing 2 Chainz.
Ross,
already did
they
that.
did it already.
Nigga, she was like 17-3.
Ross smoked him. That was a waste.
But like when
fucks
they
with 2
said it,
Chainz,
it's like,
right?
bro,
I
why
do
wouldn't you
too,
put
nigga, but
Jeezy
it's
in that?
just-
Put Jeezy in that.
I gotta go look that. I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah.
I gotta go watch that.
Word. I mean,
It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
like
sure.
it wasn't.
I think it's even on Apple Music. 'Cause I think they have a deal with them. So.
like it wasn't terrible.
2
But
Chainz ain't got nothing to play with Ross, my nigga. He got
It was
shit.
actually a fucking Drake feature battle, nigga. Whoever had
Oh,
the most
word.
Drake features.
that's how it played out.
Is Drake battling Meek Mill?
But Ross could have went into
No, I don't think that's
a
a good
bunch of other shit and still had catalog, because think of 2 Chainz catalog, right? Including features. It's decent, right? But you look at...
Nah, he got some shit, nigga. I love 2 Chainz.
I'm not saying that 2 Chainz is bad, right? But a lot of 2 Chainz shit is...
Strip club music.
Yes, and stuff that he's been featured on.
Yeah.
Right? Where Ross can play singles. Ross can play features.
Yeah.
Right? And they've been in the game about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
But
just
2
when
Chainz
2
has had some
Chainz
long
been-
breaks though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
between, like, the
when he
Titty
was
Boy
on
and 2
Disturbing the
Chainz.
Peace,
Titty boy.
but how many people really knew
Right.
a Titty Boy song,
Right.
right? Like,
Duffel bag. That's it.
but even that wasn't a solo joint.
Yeah.
That was
A
him.
bunch of niggas.
No, it was 2, because they were a group,
And Wayne was on it.
Yeah, Wayne was.
right? They had Wayne on the hook, but it was him.
Wayne
I
didn't
can't
have
even
a
remember
verse
the
on that
other
song?
dude, huh?
Wayne didn't have a verse on that song?
No, only the
Just
hook.
the hook.
Oh, shit.
And
I don't do
I guess I
nothing.
never
I'm a
realized that.
bow.
And the only thing that niggas can recite is the hook.
That's a.
Like right now, recite a verse.
Nah, I
Give
think
me- give me
wait,
2
if you
bars
Give, if you
from
give me
any
some
verse.
second.
Recite
Wait.
a verse without the song, nigga. Play the song. I could probably get a 2 Chainz verse on.
Nah, yeah, I could. I think I know that verse if I hear the beginning or something. I think I know the whole verse.
I gotta figure out how it started.
Titty boy.
Shit.
Yeah. That shit was a hit.
But again, on Disturbing the Peace, that's probably the only
That's a
song
fact.
that y'all know,
Right.
right?
Niggas
But he's
don't.
been featured on Ludacris albums. He's been on the Disturbing the Peace album, right? But you look at Ross, you can probably
Yeah, you would
recite
know that.
at least 3 tracks from
Front to
Port of
back?
Miami,
Oh yeah.
right? Minimally, you probably can recite most of the album.
Yeah.
But there's 3 tracks that you can recite, right? And from that album forth, there's 2 tracks, at least minimally 2 tracks from each album that you can recite from
Mhm.
Ross. I feel like that's the same thing with Jeezy.
But in the same light, I feel like that's the same shit with 2 Chainz though.
I mean,
You serious?
Name 5 2 Chainz
for
projects.
You
5 2 Chainz projects
maybe me,
for me and you.
but that's not the general concern, and not going against Ross.
This nigga be playing Nate Dogg.
Who's
Still,
this nigga?
him.
What's that gonna do anything?
That's why it's just me and you that could. He don't listen to 2 Chainz.
No, I'm not trying to disclude
Oh.
him from the conversation.
I
I'm
listen
just
to
saying
Chainz,
there aren't
but
many
I don't think that
people-
was a good matchup for verses.
It wasn't.
Nah, it
It,
definitely.
it wasn't the best matchup. It was okay, but it wasn't the best matchup.
Like,
Okay.
people turned out to watch it and shit because,
So
you know, it was
who
verses.
would you put Chainz against?
Wait. 2 Chainz would have to go against.
If you got to
Damn. God, let me think about that. Fuck with
Like,
2 Chainz.
I think it would have to be someone who makes, like, upbeat dance music. Like,
Tiger.
I was gonna say that. First, when you
but
said
I don't
that.
think that he'd lose to Tiger at all.
Yeah, he's.
I don't even
he-
think
would
that
it
would
be-
be a competition.
He's slaughtered
No?
Tiger. Yeah. Nah, I think he's slaughtered Tiger.
I don't think it would be
But
a
Tiger
competition.
got some.
That nigga sleeping,
Tiger got
bro.
some. Tiger got some shit. He just fell off. We just know.
No, he never fell off. He always came with one, at least one.
So you think 20 versus 20 would be a good
But
matchup?
does he have
I think if-
enough to go 20?
20.
Because
He
everyone
gonna have
plays
to pull
20
up that
20
fucking
tracks.
mixtape, the one with the banger after banger
The
after
Rap City
banger.
shit,
Yeah,
with the black cover.
yeah.
Yeah.
He gonna have to pull out that
Exactly.
because he ain't got no mainstream shit to fuck with 2 Chainz. And then niggas
Only
ain't.
shit
But
that
he,
he's
he got
featured
he
on.
got a bunch of Chris Brown shit that he's on.
Because they did an album.
Who else would go against 2 Chainz officially?
That's a good question. It would have to be maybe.
I mean,
Damn, I don't know.
like, only person that comes to mind is, like, who makes similar kind of music is, like, Juicy J.
Juicy J will crush that nigga.
I get what you're saying,
Juice
but
got
their
too much.
music is very similar.
It is.
And I think that would be better aesthetically for, like, back and forth with hits.
it would
because
it would
it's
it would
all
sound better to
upbeat
listen to.
dance music.
But Tiger 2 Chainz wouldn't win shit.
Yeah, but
I don't
Juicy
even
J
think-
got the
I don't-
longevity.
I don't think having the same type of music is that pressing of
Yeah.
an issue. I think.
I mean, I do though.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's the case always.
As long as you have a nigga that's decently has enough commercial shit to go against him, and I don't think it has to be
Chainz
all
is commercial,
strip club shit.
right? I don't think that 2 Chainz is underground at all.
No.
I mean, he may have had some stuff, but as he came back as 2 Chainz,
Right.
everything is commercial, right? Everything is made to be played in the club and get radio spins.
And I mean, he can get in his Kanye shit. He could get into his Drake shit. He can get into.
That just leads me to another one. Who will Kanye verse?
He would have to. It's hard. So are we talking
Kanye v Drake?
I guess it depends on
about? But can Kanye?
where he's playing from.
So would Kanye play his production too? Because I think Drake wins that. Drake got too many.
But I think Drake wins majority of stuff.
Drake. Only thing I see Drake going against Hove.
Wow. I wouldn't like that battle.
Why? But
Because-
I think it would be the only fair battle.
I mean, well, think of Drake. Drake is superstar, right?
He's a megastar.
Like
Niggas know his
international-
B-sides better than they know his singles. Niggas think his singles is niggas think the B-sides is singles.
That's true. I think he's right.
His outro be
But I
charting.
wouldn't like that matchup.
like
You say his outros be what?
charting.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess you're right, but I wouldn't like that battle.
I mean, I think
Just in terms of how much shit. I mean, but you got to think about it in the scope of 20 songs. So I guess, but still, who?
I think Drake might beat Hove.
I
in
guess
20.
it depends on who's listening, right?
Right, but
who's
think
voting,
about who's gonna jump on and
It has
listen.
to cross. Yeah, right. It has to cross generations.
right? Because
So I mean, Kanye would probably be the best bet, but I think Drake. No, maybe not. I think that would actually be a good.
Kanye, Drake.
I think for Kanye, people might let his like political
Yeah,
views
fucking spill over
and-
into
Yeah,
it.
niggas
is-
kind of annoyed with Kanye right now.
Yeah, so I think that will put the bias in favor of Drake. I don't think that they can leave that alone and keep it just music. Because if you do keep it just music, right? Like Marcus just said, Kanye got bars, right? He got verses on his own shit. He got verses on other people's shit. He got production that he did for people. Like, I mean, it's.
So I mean,
I think he can compete.
I don't know. Going forward, Diddy also threw his hat in the ring and was like, "Who should he versus?" So who do you think would be a good battle for Diddy? I have an idea, but I'll let y'all get y'all shit off.
As far as shit that he produced,
Pharrell? Diddy
I mean,
Pharrell?
That
but you
sounds
look at
good.
Diddy and Jermaine Dupri, they have sort of like the same sort of longevity.
I mean, Pharrell
Yeah.
kind of fits there too, though.
Yeah. I would say Diddy
I don't know
Pharrell.
that. I don't know that. I don't know that Diddy wins that.
Against who?
Pharrell.
I mean, all the Biggie shit he could play.
I mean, but are you only gonna play Biggie shit?
It's a bag that's probably
mean-
not gonna do him wrong.
But at the same time, like, do you got 20 that you can bank is gonna be better than 20 of Pharrell's joints?
I think he can. I think it'll be. I think that they can thug it out.
Real quick sidebar on some not irrelevant, while we in the producer Louis Duffel. New niggas. Take Heath. Who he verse?
Pierre.
I think Pierre's in a niche of his own though. Fucking Take Heath. Turbo. Or the nigga that did the Drake and Lil Baby. The first shit they ever came out with, Drake and Lil Baby.
The Pikachu shit?
Yeah.
I don't even remember who did that. Is it the nigga that's always working with Turbo?
Wheezy. I think Wheezy. Either Wheezy and Turbo or Wheezy and Take Heat.
I mean, but I think them two niggas is so hot right now.
Wheezy and
Turbo.
And Turbo?
That it just look lopsided.
I was just curious. I fucks with them niggas. All right,
Has
man.
Take Keith been on anything recently?
Huh?
Has Take Keith been on anything recently?
Yo, the niggas doing mad, like, non-Take Heat shit. It actually sounds pretty... Like, if you go... He got a couple of Afro beats, if I'm not mistaken. Some R&B shits. That's all right. Like, I'm like, all right. See some versatility. Because his first 40 tracks sounded identical.
Yeah. I mean, but what are you going to do when niggas keep coming to you for that? They're looking
that's
for
true.
that. You come on one nigga looking for you for that. Like, what, what's that nigga name?
It's my shit. I fucks with it.
The nigga that was fucking with Waka. What's that nigga name?
Fuck.
He did the...
Damn.
Big Meech
Why
and
can't...
Hoover.
Nah, I know. He has a fucking... My nigga, that nigga was my nigga, bro. Like, I fucking developed my trap sound from that nigga, and I can't remember his name.
Either, but
What's
yeah,
his song?
Huh?
What's his song?
What he did? What? Oh, Lex Luger.
Lex Luger, yeah.
Lex Luger, yeah.
That's the thing with him. Like, he had, I'm sure he had other shit, but people just wanted that same Waka sound from him.
That's true. The little nigga that did French Montana beats nice too. The carrot top looking nigga.
Oh, I know you're talking about. What's that nigga name?
Yo, we violating these niggas right now, not knowing who they are.
I don't have to remember your name.
I mean, he was like, he got a lot of shit. Like, he like dominated a section of
like
shit for like a couple years.
Up and coming, like top up and coming New York niggas. Yeah,
damn, what's that nigga's name, bro? French carrot top nigga. I can't violate the nigga like that.
Yeah, but honestly, I think like when I officially thought of who Diddy would battle, I was like, yo, I think it should just be like a Bad Boy versus Rockefeller type shit.
That be down. I'll
and
be
they
down
should go
for
for like 50 tracks.
Talking about Harry Fraud?
Yeah, Harry Fraud. Yeah, that my bad, Harry Fraud. Niggas violated.
Yeah, I think like a Bad Boy versus Rockefeller versus.
That, yeah, I think that'd be legit.
But I don't see Hove sitting down to do some shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask. Like, who's gonna be the artist to represent
Rockefeller?
Each
Diddy
unit?
would do it, but I don't see Hove sitting across from him in a studio doing that shit.
Does Dame do it?
I don't think so. I think it would.
He'll
fit.
jump out to try.
I think it would fit the energy type shit, but
He'll jump
I
out to
think
try.
Biggs is too laid back.
Who?
Biggs.
That'll be
Unless they get
interesting.
like Tata or somebody, I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
Well,
I don't know. It'll be
but I wanna see who they
interesting to
find.
see.
I'm hyped for these shits, especially because it's cold and niggas can't go nowhere. So,
But I think
I like the
with
spectacle.
that, they might have to do more than 20 joints though.
Yeah, I'm saying like 50 joints.
Yeah, like
That's
Rockefeller
like
versus
8
Bad Boy.
8-hour fucking IG. Or
I mean,
phone rap.
even
most
if
people
they
ain't playing
make
like
it
a
like
hook in the
multiple days,
Nah, 50 joints, a hook in a verse, you could get through that shit.
bro. One of them shits is 3 hours.
3-4 hours now.
But they be like after the fact having
Talking.
talks and playing new records and
Not
Nah,
really.
son. Bro, I
That
watched
Nelly
that Jill
Ludacris
Scott,
joint?
Erykah Badu shit.
Oh, nah, but that was like mothers though.
It was mad
Erykah Badu,
long,
I
though,
love
bro.
you.
Pause.
If this podcast ever
unless you let
gets to
DJs do it.
the upper echelon, I don't
know
give a
who-
fuck
I
if
don't
you
know who
70.
the Bad Boy DJ would be, but Clue could be the Rockefeller DJ.
It'd be interesting to see, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, Buster called out Tip because Tip was Tip was talking heavy Gunsmoke with
Oh yeah, and then Busta was like, "Yeah,
Hov and-
nigga, you ain't want this."
Yeah,
motherfucker."
I didn't really get into all the shit talking because I don't really like that shit. But
Tip will win that one.
you think so?
Mm-hmm. Unless Busta gonna go from 1980 to 1998. Tip takes that one. As much as I
mean,
love
but you got
Busta,
your whole catalog though,
Out
right?
of 20, what you think the score would be?
Tip Busta,
Yeah.
it's gonna be close, but Tip's gonna take it. I'd probably do like 13-7, 12-8.
I think Busta wins, man.
Tip. Oh, from 1980 to 1998.
Whatever, bro. I think Busta wins. Especially if it's
Give me some more.
Especially if it's in a room where you get to see Busta's energy. He's gonna make you hype. He's gonna make you
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
true.
yeah.
I don't think he got the same energy, bro. My brother played he played a clip of Busta trying to recite that what's that song?
Anytime I
Look
go
at me
in,
now.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
shit.
with Chris Brown shit. And if you listen to it, he's not saying anything. He's just like humming the cadence
Right.
of the verse.
But even if he's not, he still has a high energy.
Yeah, generally. He about
He's
to
a-
drop an album
he's
too.
a bigger dude
Yeah, and
though.
people
Now.
are saying that shit is the greatest album ever.
He's
I'm
not
excited.
The skinny Busta no more.
No, nigga, he got a fucking.
Yo, he
12-pack,
got
nigga.
crazy for the album.
That
He
nigga
dropped
got
down.
an
He got a
8-pack,
6-pack.
nigga.
Real
8-pack.
rap.
That nigga look like an action figure.
He tweeted like, "Yo, I hope y'all ain't think that I was about to not get my body right and be releasing
That
an album.
nigga
I
look
wouldn't do
like
y'all like
an
that."
action figure, nigga.
Real talk.
No freaky, I gotta check that out.
Because he was like a fat. He was like
He
on
was
his.
a fat
He
ass
was
Yeah.
nigga. Big belly nigga.
like like
Nigga got
a
a
nigga
whole
who made it. You know,
chiseled abs and shit right now. I'm like, oh, heard you bust. But word, man, we'll wrap this shit up.
we gonna see, man. We gonna see. looking forward to that verses with
I just sent it to you.
See how it work out.
With
Like-
you. Yeah. I'm excited for that Busta album though. Hopefully, when does that come out?
They keep like
Pushing.
not really like a thing at this point.
The verses.
What verses?
No, the
You
Busta
talking about
album.
the Busta album? That's everybody's gloating about. Everybody who's heard it.
Word.
Let's see.
No, I don't think I don't think it has a date. At this
Yeah, it
point.
doesn't have one yet. This
Yeah.
is talking about an older album.
Oh, dragging it on out. Well, guys, any final thoughts?
Y'all been watching football?
Nope.
No.
I stopped watching football after Kaepernick, man.
I haven't really sat down and watched anything, but I catch a couple highlights, a couple scores here and there.
Bruh. I don't know.
Ain't
who's
you a
gonna be
Cowboy
in the
fan?
Super Bowl. I don't really want to
No,
talk
answer
about
the question.
that right now. Bro, the Cowboys is making me cry. son. Like not even
Listen,
because
man, we got
Dak
enough
got
space
hurt.
we got enough space on the Oakland on the Raider bandwagon, man. Come through, baby.
Bro. Not even that they lost Dak for the season, right?
Didn't they just lose their backup?
No, Andy Dalton is still there.
Didn't he get hurt though?
He played.
I think he
And he played poorly.
I thought he
But-
got stretchered off the field.
He played how I thought he was going to play. Right? There's a reason why the Bengals cut him. You know, they got him for the low. But like for all of that, y'all could have paid Dak the money. I feel like this is sort of like
I mean, he might have still got hurt though.
maybe, but I feel like this is karma. Like, oh, so
But
y'all
now
not
he-
gonna pay him? Now we're gonna take him away from
Now
you.
he's not gonna get paid. It's gonna be even harder for him to get paid.
I don't think so. Maybe in Dallas, but if you look at his stats, he's still a solid QB.
Where else will he go?
Anywhere that needs a quarterback.
I don't think anybody else will want him for the money he wants.
I mean, I think that
He's gonna have to take a pay cut and stay in Dallas, bro. That's like a godsend for Jerry
they
Jones at
tagged
this
him.
point.
He got the franchise tag.
Yeah, but
and
it's
they're
only
going to tag him again next year if he stays. Even though the cap is anticipated to go up.
Can you tag back-to-back years?
Yes.
I thought there was like a...
And the new collective bargaining agreement, they have a different TV deal that is supposed to be able to give the teams more money. Which means
for cap space?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which means him asking for the 40 wasn't a stretch, right? Look at who just got paid. I think Mahomes got 42, right?
Yeah,
and he just won a Super Bowl.
And the whole deal is going to be like 500 if he hits all the markers and shit.
But I think out of that 42, I think like more than half of it is guaranteed. Right? Without incentives. Like he'll make this whether he hits incentives or not.
Mm-hmm.
So Dak is asking for 40. Dak had a decent season. If you look at his stats, numbers, not wins, losses, just stats as a QB. He had one of the highest QBRs in the league. Why didn't you pay the man? Right? Y'all paid Zeke.
I feel like they should have paid him from the beginning.
They should have. They should have never let his rookie deal run out.
Yeah, they would have got
because
off
they could have
cheap.
got him exactly
At like 28 or something.
right. Even if they had to go 30, all
Right.
right, you locked into this 30 before your rookie deal is
You
out.
want to, right now the way football's moving, you want to pay early, bro,
Yes,
because these deals are getting insane.
bro. It's crazy, but watching the Cowboys defense, bro, it's mad
I know a
disheartening.
lot of Cowboys fans, so they almost
They
feel
all,
like
nigga.
they all crying.
They
I'm
have
here laughing.
7 Pro Bowlers on their defense and are on track to give up the most points allowed in NFL history. You got 7 Pro Bowlers out of the 11 players that are on your defense on the field at one time.
Who's number one in your division? With
Right
wins?
now?
Yeah, with
Philly.
2 wins. With how many wins?
What are they like?
3 and 6.
3, 6, and 1 or some shit like that. Like, whoever wins the NFC East is gonna be
have a
under
losing
500.
record. Yeah, bad. Like not even funny.
Where I was listening to Undisputed,
Mhm.
and I don't know if this is a thing or not, but they were saying that they feel that the commissioner should exercise his power to say, okay, none of the teams in the NFC East are over 500. We're gonna put someone from another division in there.
No, it's not how it works. If you outperform your whole division, you get to go to.
But
to the
nigga, you
dance,
didn't
nigga.
outperform,
They outperform their division.
bro. If
They go
if
to the
they
dance,
lose every
and then
game
you know what
from
happens?
this point
They're gonna
forward,
beat everybody else.
if they
They're gonna
lose
beat
this
all
game,
the niggas who won all them games. They're gonna get healthy and they're gonna slide through the whole playoffs.
bro, they ain't gonna slide nowhere. First
I'm
off,
saying whoever it is.
they put another playoff spot. So now there's an extra playoff spot in each division, in each conference, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
which means there's gonna be more intense wild card games because the NFC East is gonna be a wild card, hands down. That's the only way they make the playoff, right? Because right now this
It's
is
gonna
going
be
into
one that
week.
makes it and then a wild card. No,
Okay, you're right, but they'll be the ones to play the wild card.
who's them?
Whoever's in the NFC East, whoever wins the NFC East is going to end up playing the wild card,
Right.
because they're going to be the 8th seed or the 9th seed, whatever they call it.
Right.
It's pathetic to watch, bro. No, you have the the Giants, who are averaging 12 points a game. 12 points. To average 12 points, that means you kicking 4 field goals a game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have Philly, where Carson Wentz is on and off. When he's on, they just skate by and win. When he's off, they get blown out. Right? The Eagles are like 3-5. Dallas 2-6. Washington football team, they're like, I think they're in last.
They just won today.
It's like,
didn't they?
I didn't see, bro. I don't even watch anymore. Like, I normally watch when Dallas.
They played Dallas, didn't they?
They were supposed to play Dallas today.
Yeah, I think niggas got smoked.
Like,
and that's what I'm saying. I think Andy Dalton got hurt.
Oh, so then it's today.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know last week he played.
Yeah, I think today they got blown out and he got hurt.
So that's enough for our season. But let's talk about winning teams, right? Super Bowl predictions.
Raiders and
what?
He's wishing on the star. Who's your Super Bowl predictions?
I don't have them.
Your realistic ones. Then we can talk about your fantasy ones.
Why you gotta hate on me, man?
Bro, we're not in the same boat, but our boats aren't that far from each other.
I think the Chiefs make it again. I don't know. I don't know who they'll be playing. Titans?
Maybe. I don't think that's a bad prediction. I think it's definitely Chiefs, but I think it'll be a toss-up between Baltimore and Tennessee. I think that Lamar Jackson got a bad taste in his mouth from playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had too many weeks off in between the last time they played and when they played their first playoff game, because they were.
But they had a bye week the last week, something.
They had so their bye week was
and then they
week
didn't have
17.
to play the wild card, so they had like 3 weeks.
They
off,
clinched
2-3 weeks.
exactly. So they didn't play round 1. Tennessee is coming from like 4 or 5 straight wins in the final weeks of the regular season. Won the wild card and came to Baltimore and bust their ass. I think it's gonna be. I think it's a toss-up between the two of them because Derrick Henry is still out there.
So you think the Steelers gonna fall flat?
I think they'll be just short, but that's not uncommon, right? Because it's either Baltimore or Pittsburgh.
Right.
Like it normally comes down to whichever one of those teams wins their last game will make the playoffs.
So KC, Titans or Baltimore.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Hot take.
What?
Man.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Until next time on SP14.
Bro, I'm out, man.
On the
Y'all
east
niggas
side
tripping.
where the G's ride.
Yeah.
Right.
And we out.
Peace.
Out of here.